After an unforgettable 3-month adventure through some of Europe's most stunning locations, this little family was heading home. We've sipped tea in London, picnicked by the Eiffel Tower, drifted through fairy tale villages, played on top of the mountains in Switzerland, hiked through the Dolomites, indulged in Lake Garda, played princess in Tuscany, battled the winds on a bike ride through Provence, and found the best Christmas markets in Copenhagen, all while being together and creating lifelong memories. But like most things, this too came to an end. It was time for us to start the huge journey back to Brisbane, Australia, and although we were dreading the jet lag, we were so excited to see friends and family and to move back into our caravan. So cue the jet lag. We are officially no longer living in Airbnbs or hotels, and I'm so excited to move back into the caravan. But first, let's catch you guys up on our huge travel all the way from Copenhagen back to Australia. Our travels started with an early flight from Copenhagen to Rome. We were full of energy and excitement, and this first flight was very easy because everyone had a full cup of patience still left in them. Before leaving Copenhagen, I made sure to buy a few new sticker and colouring books and some fidget toys to give the girls throughout our big journey home. But Callie's favourite toy is always the seatbelts. We arrived in Rome and had a 3.5-hour stopover, so we had some lunch and found a playground for the girls to get out as much energy as possible because the next flight was 6 hours from Rome to Dubai.
Mommy, playground.
We tried to sleep most of the way to help with the jet lag. We arrived in Dubai and it was well and truly past our bedtime. Mila was fast asleep in the pram. We had our third and final flight of 14 hours to get home. This one was tough and we were a little over it by now, but I just kept telling myself time will pass. We arrived in Brisbane at midnight and fell asleep as soon as our heads hit the pillow. Flying across the world is never going to be easy, but you would be surprised how well and fast kids can adapt to doing hard things. Yes, we had meltdowns and big emotions throughout our journey home, but we just kept reminding ourselves that these are little tiny humans that are out of routine, they're very tired, and that soon things will be back to normal. It's hard, but we always think it's worth the big journey for us. Good things don't come easy, but traveling full time with our kids is the happiest we have ever been. Now you guys are all caught up on our journey to get back here to Brisbane, so let's pack up this Airbnb and get out of here because our caravan is waiting to be moved back into. What are you doing, crazy cat? Say bye-bye to your cot. Bye-bye, Amila's bed. We will not miss you. Oh gosh, what was that? I am so excited to pack up this room, put these cots and blow-up beds away and not deal with them for a little bit of time. The girls will finally have their big comfy beds in the caravan and I can't wait to see their faces when they get to see all their toys and their books and all their clothes. They're just gonna love getting back into the caravan. And of course, so am I. This is all the stuff we took to Europe for 3 months. I swear we always come home with more stuff than when we left. And it usually is true because we get like souvenirs, toys, books, whatever we find. And lots of entertainment for the flight home. This is it, guys. The last hurrah from the Airbnb.
Going back to the caravan.
I'm pretty excited to not unpack these bags after I do it one more time. Goodbye to the last Airbnb. Very excited to not have to move around Airbnbs for a little while. I think Tom will be very excited to not move these around anymore. G for Gigi. Daddy, why are you worried?
It's a big caravan.
You see your caravan?
Yeah, I can.
We're back to the caravan. Now we've got to park it up and it's been a while since Tom did this, so let's see how he goes. Got to get it right in here. Stop! Go slow! There's enough room at the back. Ooh, he's done it. Nailed it. What did you find? Is that the biggest flower ever?
Hey, look.
Nice.
There's one.
You gonna go home? Oh, it's so weird. It's so beautiful in here, Tom. It's like a little home.
It still smells excellent.
It smells new. Wow. What do you reckon?
Oh my god, look at my bedroom.
Yes, it's your room. Your mermaid.
Ariel. Kitty cat.
Mermaid. Oh.
So much.
Oh, it's so exciting, isn't it? It's so
Back to work.
You've got to set up the whole annex. How do you feel to be back?
Good. It's weird to live in a caravan. You're like, this isn't a house.
I think we got it wrong.
This can't be where someone lives.
You gonna measure how tall you got? Alright. Minus the tiara. You grew a whole nother one. You're up here now. That's pretty cool. You have grown in 3 months. It feels really weird to be back in the caravan. And the girls are obsessing over their new clothes from their Gigi. See how Tom's going. Have you remembered how to do everything?
Oh yeah, slightly.
I think before we left, it took you about an hour and 10 minutes to set up. I think today it might take 3 hours. Hello, little princess.
Wow, it's a unicorn rainbow dress with sparkles.
All right, let chaos run loose. I've got so much to go through, especially with the unpacking of our suitcases and stuff, but the girls are just creating the biggest mess. They haven't seen their toys for 3 months, so I'm gonna let them make a little bit of a mess for a while, and then I'll kick them out and unpack the bags soon. The kids are outside playing, so it's time for me to get unpacked. I'm honestly dreading this part. It's gonna be a lot of work, but I'm excited to get it all done so that we can just live in this caravan now and just enjoy the weekend. I don't know if you're like me, but every time I unpack, I usually just move things from the big bag and scatter it throughout the place where I'm moving it all to. So it just creates a bigger mess anyway. This is going to take a while. We have way too many winter clothes now that it's summer here in Australia. Don't even know what to do with it all. Number 2. Well, I managed to create a huge mess, and now I've got to put it all away. This little packet of oats has travelled all across Europe with us for the last 3 months. We had some travel partners with it, but we ate all of those ones, and this was the last one remaining, and for some reason we just didn't want to eat him. These are all the magnets that we collected throughout all the different countries that the girls visited. A Polaroid we got at Lake Brace, Dolomites, Copenhagen, Colmar, Switzerland, and of course another one of Lake Brace. I was supposed to get one in each country that the girls have visited, but I may have forgotten in 3 of them, so we need to somehow try and buy some magnets online and do a bit of a dodgy and add them to the fridge as well, because we've also got our Japan one from the start of this year. So we're going to add this to the collection and watch as it grows. Fingers crossed that next year we get to add a few more to that little fridge. I've gotten the place to be pretty much livable, so I'm going to be done now so we can hang out with the family for the afternoon, because we haven't seen them in 3 months and we are long overdue for some time with family. But stay tuned guys, because I'm going to be following up on how we have handled jet lag this time, coming all the way from Copenhagen back to Queensland, Australia. So I'll talk to you guys whenever I can. See you then. So a little bit of time has passed since I last spoke with you guys, 8 weeks. I think I've just been taking advantage of being home and getting to relax and enjoy the time that we have with our family and friends and being back in our hometown. But now that I'm back here, I'm going to try and remember what our jet lag was exactly like for you guys and help with a few tips on how to survive it a little bit better. Basically, the first night in Brisbane, when we arrived at midnight, we fell straight asleep and had a really good sleep until about 7 or 8 a.m. the next day. Honestly, this was probably one of our favorite days that we've ever lived. We felt so good being home. We were so comfortable. We had a pretty good rest compared to the few nights before where we were not really sleeping much at all. So we felt really well rested, and we were so surprised with how good we actually did feel. And then nighttime came. We all went to bed maybe around 8 o'clock at night because we were so tired by then, and we woke up at 10 o'clock. I think we had napped and we were pretty energized then, which was a bit of a shame because that was going to be a long night ahead if we didn't sleep again, especially with the little kids. We didn't do too bad though that night. We stayed up for maybe an hour or 2 just trying to get back to sleep, and then eventually we did, but we woke up a little bit earlier the next morning, maybe around 4 or 5 o'clock. So we just got out of bed, tried to just get back into a bit of a normal routine, and then, oh my gosh, third night happened. This one was a disaster, and so was the night after. 2 nights in a row, Callie pretty much didn't sleep at night time. She would do her nap from about 7 p.m. till 10 p.m. and then she would wake up full of energy, ready to go for the day. And obviously Tom and I hadn't slept that day like she did for her actual lunchtime nap, so we were absolutely exhausted, ready to have a sleep. We pretty much just tag teamed. I think I spent the first 4 hours out in the lounge room with her in the dark, trying to play really quiet, calm games to try and get her body back used to the time zone we were in now. She eventually fell asleep at like 1 or 2 a.m. and it was tiring, especially because she did it the following night as well. But by the next night, we were sort of getting back into a bit more of a normal routine for our sleep. Yes, jet lag sucks. Of course it does. It's not something you can just avoid. You can do little things to make it not as bad for you, or you can at least try. But honestly, when you've got kids that are really young, you can't really force them to go to sleep just because it's the right time to sleep, especially if they're not tired. So from now on, we're going to allow a week of recovery time from jet lag. So if we fly overseas again and it's a huge time difference, we're going to make sure we have a week where we kind of just do nothing and stay in a nice place that we enjoy, so we can just be really mellow and try and catch up to the new time zone. Some things that I do to help our jet lag experience is try and keep up with the new time zone that you are in as soon as possible. So even if you're really tired, try and stay up as much as you can until a decent bedtime. Don't go to bed at like 3 p.m. because you're just setting yourself up for failure. And get some sunlight as soon as possible. So the next morning, make sure you go out for a nice big walk or sit in a park. Just do something outside so your body clock can reset to the new place. And apart from that, it's really just riding the wave. Like I said, jet lag isn't the best, but it's just something that we all have to go through to have these epic journeys with our kids, especially across the other side of the world. And it can't be too bad because we're already planning our next journey overseas. But first, we've got some caravanning to do. Our plan from now is to pretty much spend the next few months caravanning down the coast of New South Wales. And I'm really excited to show you guys a little bit more of Australia. I haven't been vlogging here for a little while now, and I haven't actually vlogged the New South Wales coast at all yet. So there'll be some new videos coming out soon, showing you a little bit of what it's like living in our caravan with kids, traveling Australia, and to show you what our routine looks like on a normal day-to-day basis. So I really hope you enjoyed our video of flying back home to Australia. I'd really appreciate a like and maybe put a comment below about the things that you've found to help with jet lag or things that you've struggled with when traveling full-time with kids. And if you want to keep up with our adventures here caravanning Australia, then make sure you hit that subscribe button and you'll hear from us next week. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and we'll see you next time.